nadagdagan ang bilang ng consular offices para mas mapalapit ang serbisyo sa mga mamamayan.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. We do have a list already. We have a pending list of consular offices to be opened, but it has to go through a process including approval from the Department of Budget and Management and also from the Office of the President. And we have a criteria for the opening of consular offices, including a clientele of 75,000 or more outside the NCR, or 300,000 or more if within the NCR in any given year, including other criteria. In fact, Your Honor, a few of the representatives present here today have followed up with the request for COs, and we are going to try to coordinate with them with the process. Thank you, Your Honor.
So how many do we intend to put up this year?
This year, Your Honor, we have requested for 6 COs.
Six
but
COs.
Only one has been approved. And that is in Katarman, Samar. And we are starting the NOSCA notice of, yes, the NOSCA has already been issued by the DBM, so we hope to be able to open our CO in Katarman in a few months.
Can you submit a list to my office, please? Thank
Yes,
you.
Your Honor.
And next question. Ito po, galing kay Mr. Jason Garcia, isa pong nagtatrabaho sa abroad. Bakit po masusungit ang mga staff nila sa mga embassy at consulate sa abroad?
Yusek De Vega, please respond. Bakit daw masusungit yung mga staff nyo?
Thank you very much po, Your Honor. Thank you very
Kaya
much.
nakasmile kayo ngayon
Oo nga
lahat
po.
dito eh.
Thank you very much po, Mr. Chairman, and thank you very much po, Congressman, for bringing that question from one of our kababayans to our attention. We can assure you po that on the part of the Department of Foreign Affairs and our foreign service posts and our consular offices, client service is one of the pillars of our public service overall, and we do take measures, and we do have a program of training and retooling of our personnel to ensure not only that they know exactly what they're doing, and what they're doing is in line with the procedures under our existing guidelines and regulations, but that they also perform their duties in the best way possible to provide the best service to our clientele. If I may share po, a personal practice that some of our colleagues do and that I myself do, we put a small mirror po. We require our frontline personnel to have a small mirror sa may window po, lalo na po yung mga processors namin, para nakikita po nila yung itsura po nila, lalo na po at the end of the day, para siguraduhin po hindi lang sa umaga po medyo maayos po, fresh ang itsura, pero hanggat magsara po kami for our services for the day. But we can assure you that we will continue to monitor closely and make sure that our people serve to the best of their ability also, and to make sure that our public, our kababayans, those overseas and here in the Philippines, get the best service possible. Salamat po, sir, for the question.
May I ask Congressman Nadal, asan country yan na yung OFW? Para malaman, ma-single out natin kasi, saan ba yan? Saan galing? Okay. So we can also advise that embassy or consulate to be more
Dalawin natin, Mr. Chair.
friendlier to, diba?
But we will find out. We will find out from the online respondent. Jeddah.
Jeddah, Saudi
Jeddah.
Arabia. Okay.
Baka ho kasi sa Jeddah ba nakatakip?
We will remind po our post po, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Yeah, you still
I still
have
have
30
time?
seconds. Yeah, please
Okay.
wrap up. Yeah.
So, under Republic Act 11861, yung COs po, NJOs of all departments, lalo na yung for the solo parents, they're allowed a 7-day parental leave. So I just want to ask the Department of Foreign Affairs if this is being applied to your COs and JOs.
Yes, Secretary. That will be your last question, sir.
Last three?
No, last one lang.
Okay.
Expire na talaga. But you can avail of the second one if you want to.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Can I request our Assistant Secretary for Administration to respond to that?
Mr. Chair, with your permission,
Yes, yeah,
Mr. Chair.
please. Yes.
Yes, bearing in mind civil service regulations, Your Honor, that COs and GOs are technically not, we don't have employer-employee relationship. This benefit, as far as we're concerned, is not they don't have entitlement to this benefit of solo parent leave this time.
That's why, ASEC, kaya po yung
sorry.
under RA 11.
I'm sorry. I'm
Ay.
really sorry. I'm so sorry. Gusto ko sana pagbigyan kayo lahat, but we are still really have to
It's still
strictly
within
impose
it's still within the
rule.
topic,
Yes,
Mr.
but
Chair.
you can, the gentleman can avail of the next round
Okay.
para po maayos kasi 5
Sige,
minutes
sige,
talaga
sige.
po, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Maganda po
Thank
yung
you.
mga tanong nyo eh. Gusto ko rin po marinig mamaya. So we proceed to the next interpellator. Representative Maria Rachel Arenas.
Good
Yes,
afternoon,
ma'am.
everyone.
You have 5
Mr.
minutes,
Chair,
ma'am.
I will not be directing any questions to the DFA at this time, as I have had the privilege of working closely with the department in the previous Congress. And I'm very pleased to continue this collaboration as the re-elected chairperson of the Committee on Foreign Affairs. Last Congress, we forged a strong and effective partnership with the DFA, resulting in several truly remarkable achievements, legislation that had been pending for decades. Among these, we've successfully passed the new Philippine Passport Act, the Philippine Maritime Zones Act, the Archipelagic Sea Lanes Act, the Loss and Damage Fund Board Act, and the DFA Retirement Benefits. These milestones reflect the power of sustained cooperation between the legislative and the executive. I also want to express our deep appreciation to the DFA for the unwavering support you provide us, particularly when we represent the country abroad. Your assistance with passports, the repatriation of our constituents, and the support you extend to our overseas Filipino workers in distress are invaluable. While some of these functions has been transferred to the Department of Migrant Workers, but whenever we call you, you consistently respond promptly whenever we raise urgent concerns, and this dedication does not go unnoticed and is deeply appreciated. As we move forward with today's budget discussions, I urge our colleagues to ensure that the DFA is equipped. I'm sure Congressman Rufus has already manifested that many times. With the resources, or if we can even give them more, it needs to continue its vital work in promoting the Philippines' interest abroad. Thank you, Mr. Chair. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you for your manifestation of support, Chairman Arenas. We proceed with the next interpellator from the minority, Representative Parlo Marcoleta. Sir, you have 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. 4 questions. The DFA on the issue of China and the West Philippine Sea as a backdrop. The DFA underscores that it will remain steadfast in upholding the interests in the West Philippine Sea anchored on UNCLOS and the 2016 arbitral ruling. Question is, what specific diplomatic, legal, and multilateral mechanisms will DFA fund in 2026?
Thank you, Your Honor. Well, you have mentioned the different levels of support that and commitment that the Department of Foreign Affairs is giving in this issue of the West Philippine Sea. But your question is, what are those that we will fund? Actually, Your Honor, we have the International Commitment Fund, which actually is the fund that takes care of all issues. I mean, in the United Nations and other intergovernmental organizations. This has been a very important budgetary element of the Department of Foreign Affairs. Secondly, that's on the international level. On the regional level, there's ASEAN, and we have been an active member of ASEAN. And as I mentioned earlier, 2026 is the chairship of ASEAN. There will be a good number of activities. As I mentioned, 645 meetings, particularly on the political security aspect. We will be discussing a good myriad of issues on this, and of course on the bilateral. We continue our mechanisms that we have been executing, and actually we're just awaiting for the dates of the bilateral mechanism, BCM, bilateral consultation mechanism on the South China Sea with China. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. And Mr. Chair, since you mentioned the ASEAN chairship, how will the 193 million ASEAN chairship budget be leveraged to secure regional consensus on the South China Sea?
Thank you, Your Honor. I give the floor to Undersecretary Helen De Vega and to discuss this particular issue.
Yusek De La Vega, you recognize.
Thank you, Madam Secretary, and thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. And to the question of the esteemed esteemed member of Congress, would just like to mention that for the 193 million that we're looking at for funding of DFA ASEAN is basically to cover the support for the ministerial meetings that will take place in 2026. And in those ministerial meetings that would cover issues related to areas that we are very much concerned, including the commemorative activity for the 50 years of the Treaty of Amity and Cooperation in Southeast Asia, sir.
Okay, thank you. On the highlighted 11 maritime dialogue mechanisms, which of these mechanisms directly involve China, and how will the DFA measure their effectiveness given the escalating incidents in the WPS?
I would just like to confirm, Your Honor, that we have indeed 11 bilateral maritime dialogues. But we also have a bilateral meeting with China, which the Secretary has mentioned, and this is also covered within the context of the ASEAN-China meeting on our negotiations on the Code of Conduct, sir. I mean, I'd be happy to answer any further.
Yes, one final question before I make a manifestation, if the chair would oblige. Because the Constitution states that we renounce war in our national policy, could you kindly explain to us our rather strong posturing against China? And has our aggressive, rather provocative stance protecting our sovereignty reaped a positive effect so far? And what other strategies is the Philippines undertaking to ensure that as we protect our sovereignty, we are able to maintain our standing in Asia with our economic partners, which still includes China?
Your Honor, I think the question of Your Honor, Madam Secretary, refers to how do we continue to advance our policy with regard to our constitutional, that we will maintain an independent foreign policy and strengthen that vis-a-vis our relations with other countries as well. And so I think that to begin with, we can start with the most important country, and that is, for instance, China. And with China, what we have been doing is that For instance, just a quick background that when we mark the 50th anniversary